From LeBron James getting a brand new Hummer before even stepping foot in the NBA and becoming one of the wealthiest human beings to ever walk the earth, to America's golden boy, Tiger Woods, being involved in a cheating scandal that would completely change his life, taking away his good boy persona, sponsorships, and money. These are the naughtiest celebrity scandals. Some are actors, athletes, musicians, and even politicians. For the most part, celebrities try to uphold an impressive image for the public, but sometimes certain things happen that raise eyebrows. We all know LeBron James for his high school acrobatic dunks, crazy fadeaway shots, and most importantly, his shoes. But before all that, and well before LeBron ever put on an NBA jersey, he found himself holding the keys to a brand new $50,000 Haval H2 while he was still in high school. It was well known that LeBron was not the richest kid in school while he was still living with his mom. In fact, he was quite the opposite. This new car immediately raised questions in the public eye, and eventually, a full-blown investigation was launched against LeBron. How did he get the car? Who did he get it from? Eventually, nothing came out of the investigation. LeBron's mother was said to have had the car under her name with the proper paperwork. But I can't say the same thing for the next celeb on our list. It's safe to say that R. Kelly did not have the proper paperwork for what he was accused of and eventually sent to prison for. Throughout R. Kelly's musical career, he released many great albums and songs. But he was hiding a dark secret. Right in plain sight. The first allegations of sexual abuse were made public in the early 2000s. The reports were from two underage females that said the artist pressured them and even told them to recruit more girls from their high schools. In 1994, R. Kelly illegally married famous singer Aaliyah. When they met, she was only 12 years old, and in later reports, key witnesses said that Kelly and Aaliyah were sexually active when she was only 13 to 14 years old. It's alleged that they falsified the marriage documents to say she was 18. I'm not sure how a 14-year-old could pass as 18, but that's beyond me. But finally, on July 11, 2019, Kelly was arrested on basically every charge you could think of involving having sex with underage girls. It's safe to say the only good thing R. Kelly gave us was "I Believe I Can Fly" and some really good memes. The next scandal on the list is a pretty heavy one. From 2011 to 2019, families across the United States were trying to figure out ways to get around the college admissions system. This would lead to one of the biggest college scandals in history, known as Operation Varsity Blues. Many wealthy actors, such as Felicity Huffman from Desperate Housewives and Lori Loughlin from Full House, were reported to have been involved in some form of tampering, whether it was bribing the admissions board or doing whatever they could to push the odds in their children's favor. So how did this scam work? The two actresses, along with many other wealthy parents, sent a large donation of around $250,000 and $500,000 to an independent college admissions counselor, William Rick Singer. It is reported that between the years of 2011 and 2019, multiple families paid an estimated amount of around $25 million to Rick Singer in order to guarantee their child's admission to whichever college they wanted. The top-tier schools mainly involved in the scandal were Yale University, Stanford University, University of Southern California, and Georgetown University. After he received the money from the families, Singer then deposited the money into the accounts of college coaches and athletic administrators in order to bribe them to recruit so-and-so's daughter or son for a spot on a sports team. It was mainly the lower-level sports that Singer would funnel the money through, making it disappear after the student was admitted. Singer attempted to conceal more than just the admissions side of things. He was also involved in tampering with SAT scores, sometimes bribing the proctors with $10,000 to give them a better-than-average grade. The FBI was surprised to learn of this incident, since they were already investigating a separate security fraud case. A coach for the women's soccer team at Yale told a federal investigator that for $450,000, he could get his daughter into the program, no questions asked. The FBI had Singer wiretap every phone call he made and received from the families involved in the admissions scheme. This allowed them to bring down the hammer of justice on the guilty parties. No one likes a snitch, but in this case, I think they got what they deserved. For this next celebrity, his actions did not catch up with him until many years later. We're talking about Bill Cosby. Cosby was an American media personality who had an extremely successful career in television. But in the early 2000s, allegations would surface that Cosby sexually assaulted dozens of women during his long career. Some incidents date as far back as the mid-1960s. Cosby has been accused by approximately 60 women of drugging them and performing sexual acts on them without consent. Basically, every story was the same. In whatever film he was working on at the time, Cosby would find a female, most likely another actress. He would coerce them into going back to his room for a drink at the end of the night. Cosby would slip sedative drugs, like Quaalude, into their cocktails. The women would pass out and not wake up until the next morning, leaving them unaware of what Cosby had done to them while they were unconscious. In the end, Cosby did some jail time and paid out tons of money to past victims. The question on multiple people's minds is, how did he get away with committing the same crime for over 40 years? Wild! This next celebrity earned his reputation quite early in his professional career. Even if you aren't a fan of golf, everyone knows who Tiger Woods is. In 2009, Tiger Woods became the first athlete to make $1 billion through sponsorships and winnings from tournaments. It was in that year when everything came crumbling down for Tiger. It became public knowledge that Woods had been having multiple affairs with multiple women while he was still married to his wife, Ellen Nordegren. Media outlets and multiple magazines started to report that Woods was having a serious affair with nightclub owner Rachel Uchitel. Just days after this situation had gone public, Woods and his wife got into a very heated argument. Some would say this argument was the reason Woods got into a very serious car crash outside of his Florida mansion at 2 in the morning. Over the next several months and years, multiple other women came forward with their stories. They said that they had sexual relations with the athlete during his 8-year marriage to Ellen Nordegren. A few months after this happened, Woods did a press conference where he confirmed that he had been unfaithful to his wife and had been cheating on her. The couple divorced in 2010, and Nordegren received roughly $100 million from the golfer. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those were the naughtiest celebrity scandals.